Hello, I'm going to show you how to add the NRH discharge planning checklist to your summary view so that it's easy to view using the tab. Here you can see I have a patient open on the summary page. If you go down, you can see it's already listed here because I've added it, but for those of you who haven't added it, this is how you do it. You luckily only have to do this one time. So you go over to the wrench, you click down, it says add or remove tabs from toolbar. You go scroll to the bottom and you'll type in NRH DC, enter. And for me, it says that's a duplicate because I already have it. But for you, it would be able to add it there. And then clicking on it using these arrows, you can move it up or down so that it's closer and easier to view. So you can see I have it listed right after the face sheet. And then from there, once it's added, like I said, one time, and it'll be viewable on all of your patients, you can select it, and here you can see the summary of information that is generated, and all the up-to-date information lives right here in one place. And it's automatically updated as people enter documentation. Their demographic information, followed by their discharge planning summary from case management. Here you can have the contact information for the family member who ideally, or caregiver who's going to be providing help at home as needed, and a way to contact them if you need to call them directly without having to look that up, though that is also available on the face sheet. And then what's really useful is if you have a question from the patient and they want a real-time answer, you can see, what's being recommended for the home modifications, what equipment's been ordered from PT and OT, what supplies have been ordered from rehab education, such as the catheters, nursing cares, where are we at? So based on the nursing latest documentation, you can see this patient, their training has been completed for bladder, bowel, and skin breakdown prevention. And that's important because this patient is going home tomorrow. And so we want to see those things before they discharge. Also, in the therapy section, you can see the summaries for how family training is going with physical therapy, occupational therapy. If they had speech therapy, it would show what's being written on their electronic whiteboard, and respiratory therapy if there's been training completed. And at the very bottom, the level of supervision recommended by the occupational therapist. So this is primarily the report that you're going to be viewing as a staff member. If you're curious about what the patient can see, continue on with this video. If this is all you needed, go ahead and stop this video. So for those of you who want to see what a patient sees, if you go to notes and then service and load all, you can scroll down and you can see under rehab educator, there's going to be a note. Usually there's only one or two notes, so you'll know it's pretty easy to find. This patient has 3, and you scroll down. So everything that you saw in the report pulls into this for the patient viewing side, and there's a few things added. So you can see it's pretty simplified. We provide a paper copy of this. It's also available via MyChart so people can look it up. Something important to note is that this does not update automatically. We as the rehab educators have to go in, addend it, and refresh it. And so that's why we usually give this closer to when they go home so that it doesn't just say, equipment TBD. We want it to be more useful for them. And so we wait until, the home eval has been done and some supplies have been ordered. And ideally nursing cares, we can kind of see where we're at with that. And then scroll down the transportation plan. You can see it says plan to discuss driving at your first follow-up visit. Supervision, it pulls in what occupational therapy is said, as well as telling them they need to discuss this with their doctor. Medications, answering that question that we often get about when are we going to get the medications, and letting them know pharmacy will be providing that, as well as we can help answer those questions prior by request. Our outpatient clinic's contact information. And then our community resources, this QR code currently leads to our spinal cord injury patient education resource webpage. However, we are in the process with the web developer of creating our Nielsen Rehab community resource webpage, which will be a very extensive library that serves more diagnoses. So definitely worth checking out once that is completed, and that'll be updated as we continue to build that. And know this is a working document, so if you have suggestions or changes or modifications that you think would be beneficial, please don't hesitate to reach out to myself, Lindsay Humphrey, or my colleague Rachel Patrick, as we have kind of taken ownership of this project. But we appreciate everyone who has participated in helping us develop this, and we hope that it adds value for you as well as for the patients. So please, please, please document accurately so that it pulls in the most relevant and updated information, and know what's being pulled that is patient-facing. We know Epic and MyChart allows all of our notes to be patient-facing. It's important that we document, and it'll help solve communication breakdowns that can happen. So thank you so much for your time.